nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. Cause I'm having too much fun tryna be myself. No, I'm not the type of chick that like to follow trends. I got a small circle, no, don't need a lot of friends. You know I gotta get this money cause I like to spend. I see you haters watching, so I just give you a grin.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, I'm here with another episode of Just Here to Vent. Wanted to do my quick review before I went to bed. So I finished watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 2. First off, hit the like, the subscribe, notification bell, share if you care, leave a comment. I'll see y'all in the next joint. Trying to help myself grow, help my page grow. I'm going to need y'all to do that, okay? Now, so we start off with the back end of last week's episode where they was at Sanya's husband's 40th birthday party. And, you know, there's some back and forth. So then, you know, they get Martell into it. So I think Sanya goes over to Sheree and Kenya and all them while they having a discussion about Martell. Mayetta basically saying, like, Candy about to fight. And then Sheree had some little shade. Was like, oh, Candy don't fight. So my thing is, I don't get the vibe that Candy can't fight. You understand what I'm saying? And I personally feel like she just has a lot to lose, which she does. Businesses, she has children, you know, her finances, like just being in the public eye in a negative way can affect your businesses and your income. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people like Sheree don't understand that because you're still sitting here trying to get this website off the ground. And I'm using that term loosely because this is amateur hour at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and then I don't know, like Sheree just feels like you got the idea, but you don't want to move on it. You know what I'm saying? Or you trying to move on it in a very cheap way. You know, you could have been did this. Like, this show been on for years. Like, anyway, so they arguing, they going back and forth. Martell, they start talking about that with the phone and the message and how you can't accept, you know, Candy's and her confessionals basically saying like, okay, you know, you have to do this, you know, telling people that are not into technology about how it works when you're DMing somebody that you're not following or is not following you. All right, cool. So we get into all of that, and Martell was a little aggressive. Like, you know, he was putting the phone all up in Kenya's face, you know, not like, I mean, he was trying to show it, but he was a little aggressive. And I don't know, I personally have a discomfort with men that are very comfortable, like, cursing out women. Like, I can understand you defending yourself in a way where it's like, all right, you know, because you could say things and be passive aggressive without being aggressive. And I feel like he was being aggressive. It's just like, I don't like men that's so quick to ready to be getting up in a female face. Like, I don't agree with that. But Kenya does make you go there, you know what I'm saying? I can definitely relate to that. No, for real though. So, alright, your mouth will call for strokes. But no, so they going back and forth, they arguing. So I'm already over that whole situation. And then Sheree got me mad because she in the confessional talking about some what did she say in her confessional? She basically was like, I'm trying to get y'all to meet my man. Like, girl, this is not your man. Stop. Candy called it when she said it on social media, like, he's community property, as he definitely that. I don't even know this man like that, and I've never heard anything good about him. Never. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right, cool. So, bam. We cut from that scene. Now we get to the scene with Drew and her husband, so, Ralph. So, he's getting some stuff ready for the kids. She's about to come home. She was out in Chicago visiting her dad. He's in a nursing home, you know, and he has Alzheimer's. So she's letting us into a little bit more about her personal life, you know, which I'm sure is difficult and hard. She showed the video of her playing her dad her song, and, you know, he was just basically saying she sound good. And I thought that was a really cute scene. What irked me, though, honestly, was, did anybody notice that balloon looked like it was a little bit deflated already? And I'm like, well, how long did you have this balloon, and when was you supposed to come back? And it just be feeling like stuff is always staged to me. Like, I just, oh God, I'll be wanting, because I loved Drew when she was on the game, even though she was, you know, cheating with Derwin. I still liked her. But it's just like, I don't know, on this show, it's just be like, if you ever been sincere, I can't really tell. It's just hard. I want to believe you. But I thought that was a really cute scene with her and Ralph, you know, and then they talking about getting her music career back off the ground. He played the piano, you know, and they trying to work together in that regard. Now, as we all know, they both already had filed for divorce or whatever. I'm guessing after all of this, obviously. So, you know, we kind of already see how this is ending. So it's kind of good to see where they are now, to see what led up, what is building, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I think, what was the next scene that we cut to? It wasn't Kenya and Sheree. I'm gonna get to that scene. So I want to talk about the scene when Candy and Todd was coming in the Blaze. They was coming to try some new samples because they got some new stuff that they put in on the menu. They basically was, you know, being transparent and saying that, you know, business isn't booming over there. It was initially, but, you know, through the pandemic, and, you know, she said it's an urban area. We all know what that means. Black. And yeah, so she basically is just like, where's the people, you know, they talking about it. And then her cousin walked in, oh god, Melvin. Y'all might know him from her other show that she had on, Candy and the Gang, which I really love that show. I'm mad that they took that off. That was a good show. And oh my god, and Philip came out there. I'm so mad that he played for the other team, because ooh, that's a fine man. He is a fine, he is like chiseled, perfect looking. Like, he is literally perfect looking, like, to me. Like, sorry, had to come back, but yeah, he looks good. But yeah, he got a boyfriend, so we already was introducing him on Candy and the Gang. So they was chit-chatting, then Melvin walked in. He got a sling on. As y'all know, the story had came out, there was some shooting. I guess one of the other employees came in inebriated, from what Candy explained. Got upset with Melvin, and he shot him, whatever, you know, and that's why he got the cast, well, the cast still on. Then the producer, it's so crazy how they just be breaking the fourth wall all of a sudden. Producer basically saying to Candy and Todd, like, are we going to adjust the elephant in the room? Like, like trying to get them to talk about the shooting or whatever. And you know, Candy don't play about her money and her business, so she probably just didn't. It's like it already got the negative press, but they trying to give it to make her get the negative press again. So that's why she was talking about it in the confessional. I don't feel like they really chit-chatted there. They probably was like, no, like, stop playing with me. But I thought that was funny. That had me hollering. I'm like, y'all is a mess. So, all right. Now, I think we having dinner with... Oh, all right. Then we get the scene with Kenya and one of her friends. I forgot her friend name, but she's very pretty. She's married. She got a daughter. I guess their kids is like friends, playmates. I thought that scene was really cute. I love to see people interacting with their kids, because we know that they're human, but it's just like, you know, it's really feels authentic, you know, because they're not going to be trying to, I hope, do too much, you know, around their kids as far as being fictitious. Because, you know, kids is always going to let you know what's going on, like, every single time. Like, they is going to be the ones that's, it be your own kids, like they say. They going to put you on Front Street every time. So I thought that scene was cute. They was playing tennis. So they sat down. They chit-chatted a little bit about what happened at the party. So, you know, the friend was misunderstanding, like, you know, y'all just was meeting. Y'all already, you know, having all this hostility. And then she asked Kenya about the guy that Mayetta had hooked her up with. And Kenya saying, like, she really liked him. You know, he's handsome. He's tall. You know, what else did she say? I think she said he's smart, charming, something she said, but she was just saying, like, you know, he's not the one, but she was just basically, you know, saying, like, she really liked him. So I'm like, all right, cool, good for her. I'm happy for her. She has a little glow about her, so that's good for her. Like, I like to see people happy, you know, definitely always like to see people winning, you know, so that's good for her. Like I said, maybe she might be trying to introduce this lady as a new friend to the show, giving her a tryout. I hope so, because, you know, it's good to see some fresh faces and some fresh blood. And she is pretty, and, you know, I'm be interested to see a little bit more of her storyline, because she seems like not like Courtney, where Courtney, I felt like she was doing too much for the cameras. You know what I'm saying? She seemed like she was just genuinely having a conversation and really just acting like they weren't there. So that made me feel a little bit more like, okay, she's being professional. I like that. You know, all right, so that scene was cute. Now we move on. I think we get to the scene, Ralph and Drew, they in the studio or whatever, and, you know, they talking about what they want to do as far as with her career, and she want to get back into singing and everything like that. And then she shared that her dad used to sing, and, you know, she feels like she's living her dream, his dream, through her, you know. So I guess that's what inspired her to be a singer, or into music, because she is more known for acting, but she can sing. She has a nice little voice on her. So he started playing the piano. She's singing a little bit, like kind of a little bit a cappella, you know. She sound pretty good, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I said, again, I guess we want to see it building to see what led to them filing for the divorce that we know that they filed for. So, all right, cool. So Ralph is handsome. They make a good looking couple together. Their kids are really cute. I just, appearance wise, like, I like what I see. Ralph was being like real, he was gaslighting her a lot in a past season. I think it was the season before last. So I just feel like, okay, that kind of made me feel some type of way. I'm trying to give him a fresh chance, a new chance, but it's like they already filed for divorce, so it's like, I don't know, Ralph, I don't know. But like I said, the scene was really cute, but I just do be feeling sometimes a lot of these stuff be feeling staged and just not real. All right, so now we get to the next scene with Kenya and Sheree. And Sheree is in this, I don't know if it's a warehouse or it's where all of her stuff is coming for She by Sheree. She looking at some the orders and talking about what she like, she don't like. And then Kenya walked in with this cheetah print. Anybody who know me know I love animal prints, so she looked it really nice. That was cute. She was telling them about how she had to do this little commercial, and she was like saying that the what was his name? Yeah, one of the football players was cute. She was just like, and then they started getting into the guy that Mayetta hooked her up with, and Kenya again was gushing over him, telling Sheree about him and everything. And I liked that Sheree and Kenya are, trying to build a friendship. Of course they got to do the shade and stuff over the internet for ratings and all of that, but I really like that they is being friends, and I like to see it, and I just like to see Kenya when she's being nice, more positive. I really like that for her. Yeah, so I like that scene. But then they get into the whole drama at Sanya's husband birthday party. And I did want to also mention Sanya because as they about to sit down and get into the drama about the whole Martell stuff, she's like, I gotta go. It's my husband's party. I love that. That had me cracking up because I could respect it. It's just like, girl, I know I'm working, but at the same time, it's still my husband's birthday, and he gonna know that I'm here for him. I was like, all right, cool. That was funny. So they talking about the scene, Sheree and Kenya with Martell and what happened, and Sheree basically is taking up for Martell, saying like, you don't want to call. She's turning it into a race thing, like, oh, you don't want to be calling a black man aggressive. It's just like, because I watched the speak on it too already, and it's just like what Kenya said in the speak on it. It's like, okay, I don't care what their race is. If they're being aggressive, they're being aggressive. Aggressive is aggressive. And I like that because it's like, it's true. Like, if you was being aggressive, you was being aggressive. I feel like he was being a little aggressive. And like I said, did Kenya provoke him? I do feel like she can be provoking. So yes, but that doesn't give him the right. Neither one of them are correct. They're both wrong. I'm just saying, no, call a spade a spade. If he was being aggressive, he was being aggressive. Okay? That's it. That's all. So, I felt like Sheree was trying to defend him, but it's just like, Sheree, you was sitting there talking to a whole prison guy, calling him Prison Bay. People in your family didn't even know his real name. Like, girl, you was a hot mess. You're too old for these reindeer games. You're a little longer than tooth, as Wendy Williams would say, like, to be doing this stuff. Like, at some age, it needs to stop. You talking about sitting there making the comments on some Candy don't fight. I hope you don't either. Almost touching 50 if you're not already there. The hell? Oh, Lord Jesus. A mess. A mess. And I think her daughter or her son, I forget, one of them has a child, so she's a grandma. I'm talking about Sheree. So she shared that information as well. And I just be feeling like, Sheree, you just, I don't want to say you hopeless, but I just feel like, oh my God, like, I just want so much more for you. No, for real though, like, I want so much more for you. I just feel like, what is you afraid of? You need to be afraid of dying because time is running short. You need to do whatever it is you want to do. Be happy. Get your business off the ground and just make something of yourself. Because right now, you're just looking like thirsty. You just, like, nobody believes that this is your boyfriend. And for you to be talking about something, you trying to get to introduce him to your man. I'm just like, girl, please, bye. Bye, Felicia. Have several seats, Sheree. I love you. I do. I really, really like you. But it's just like, no. And then why you always don't remember what somebody said? I love that the producers did the cutback scene because she was like, you didn't hear him say that I will hurry up. And this is Kenya saying that Martell was saying she'll accept anybody DM, basically. Trying to call her basically a hoe, saying she thirsty. And she was standing right there when he said it. Oh, I don't remember him saying it. You don't never remember nothing, Sheree. You never remember anything. Like, it's, you conveniently forget things. Like, I think that's so funny. Oh, I did want to mention this scene with Candy and Sanya. Now, Sanya, girl, my girl, I already told you this, my last recap. Stop straddling the fence. You're going to have to pick a side. And I was kind of, even though I want to be there for Sanya, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I got to, right is wrong is wrong. And I feel like, yeah, like Candy's basically saying, what was you saying? Because they was having a conversation about Courtney telling them this, saying that she was ghetto. And Candy basically was asking Sanya, okay, so what did you say in this moment to her when she was calling me ghetto? And she was like, she didn't call you ghetto. She said your followers are ghetto. But Candy still was on the tip of the point of, bitch, what did you say though? And she was like, I said, that's my friend. Da, da, da. But the producers, shady, here come the shady producers, they cut to the scene. And she was just laughing, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's so funny. I'm sure that's going to come up at the reunion. Because Sanya, what makes me mad though with y'all, this is why I always say tell the truth. First of all, how's you going to lie when you know y'all being filmed? How's you still going to fix your mouth to lie when you know they being filmed? They can cut back to any scene that they want. Because, even though we don't see every clip, everything is filmed in its entirety for that day of shooting. So it's just like, why is y'all sitting here lying, like saying, girl, I'm gonna need you to pick a side, number one, and if you're not gonna pick a side, at least be honest, like keep it a buck. What did you sweet? Let me find out if you're scared of Candy for real. Let me find out. That shit had me cracking up though. Like that scene was too funny because I was like, Candy was right on her ass. Like, yeah, stay on her ass. So I feel like we see the previews of next week's episode. I'm excited to see what's going on. Look like Candy and Courtney are going at it again. I just don't like Courtney already. Like, I just don't like her. So maybe she could change my mind. I'm hoping that she could change my mind because I'm into giving out chances. I'm a fair person. So let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Hit that like, subscribe, the notification bell, share if you care. And I'm going to see y'all in the next